Hey, what's going on, guys? Kyle Stout here with elevateandscale.com. And in this video, you're going to learn about the most persuasive communication strategy of all time to attract your ideal customers, earn their trust, and convince them to buy, all without being salesy or boring. So first of all, what is a brand story? Your brand story outlines the facts about who your business serves, what problems you solve, and what solutions you provide, as well as the emotions that your brand evokes in your customers, and an answer to the question of why should they choose you over the other companies in your space. So the reason why I say brand storytelling is the most persuasive communication strategy of all time, which is a pretty strong statement, is because it's the most consistent form of communication that humans have used throughout history. So we've evolved to remember and tell stories. Before the written word, we used storytelling to document history and to pass information from one generation to the next. And modern science also validates this point. So according to Princeton researchers, messages delivered as stories can be up to 22 times more memorable than facts. That's because of something called speaker-listener neural coupling, which is a fancy way of saying that our brains sync up whenever we're telling or listening to a story. The two people or the group of people who are listening, our brains actually will sync up, which is why that we start to visualize what that person is saying, and we can even feel the emotions related to that story. Even if we're just learning it for the first time and we don't even know anything about this. So that's why a good speech can move you to tears, or a good movie can have you on the edge of your seat, and you're feeling these emotions as if you're involved in the movie, even though you know it's completely made up, right? And that system that exists in our brain is the exact system we as marketers want to hijack and use to communicate a message about our company and what we sell. So as an example, I'll show you how I would describe my ideal clients. So if I just gave you the facts, I'd say that my ideal clients are privately held businesses doing $500,000 to $5 million a year in revenue, and they need help with marketing. So, okay, that's pretty clear, but there's nothing really there that's emotional is going to grab you. It's not really going to grab your attention or stand out. You probably wouldn't even remember that, like 10 minutes from now. On the other hand, if I were to use storytelling to describe my ideal clients, I would describe them as business owners who are very good at what they do, meaning that they're an expert in their product or service, but they've just never really been that good or that interested in marketing. And even though they may have neglected or not be very good at marketing up to this point, through time and a lot of hard work, and also just from really taking care of their customers and being good at what they do, they have still been able to reach a certain level of success where they've hit the mid 6 figures, low 7 figures mark without really giving too much attention to their marketing. And now they're at a sticking point in their growth where they really need to actually elevate their marketing to get to the next level. And they're trying to figure out what to do. And so they go online, they go to YouTube and Google, and the more research that they do, the more overwhelmed and stressed out they get because everyone is telling them to do something different, right? So they go from thinking they need to write a book to thinking they need to start a podcast to wanting to build out a big elaborate funnel, and they're just bouncing around between all these different things, and everyone's thing seems to be the answer, but they don't know which one to choose. They don't know how to execute it. They're just overwhelmed, confused, and stressed out, which means that they end up neglecting it and doing nothing just like they have up to this point. So what they really need is someone to come in and give them clarity on the exact steps to take to move the needle in their business when it comes to their marketing. And that's where I come in. So you see how that's a very, very different description. And the person who kind of, even if they loosely fit that description, they know, oh, he's talking about me, or, like that sounds very similar to me, or it doesn't sound like me at all. It's very clear one way or another because it's just a more effective form of communication. So if you want to learn how to create a brand story, learn our methodology for how we create brand stories, and even more important than that, learn how to take that and put it into action and actually put your brand story to use, I have a free guide down below called the Growth Branding Checklist, which will give you some information and also give you a checklist to see where you can see, if you guys are already doing that very well or not, and what you're missing, and what steps to take next. So check that out.